Hi yogis, hi yoginis. Nice to see you again. It's Becky Brown here from Galiji, here to share with you another yoga practice. Again, you don't need anything special. I have a whole separate YouTube video on props that can be used instead of the ones you find at your yoga studio. So if you hear me say blanket, you don't have a blanket, or you hear me say block and you don't have a block, check out my other video so you can find out other things you could use at home as props instead. So let's go ahead and find a comfortable seat. Any position that allows the spine to be upright, maybe moving the flesh away from the sit bones, and then placing the hands comfortably on the lap, either palms up to receive energy or palms down to ground your energy. Taking a beautiful deep breath in, and on your exhale, allowing the eyes to gently close. Beginning to just observe the breath without changing it in any way. Noticing the inhale and the exhale. Notice where in the body you begin to feel the breath. Perhaps it's in the belly, or perhaps it's in the upper part near the collarbones. Next, in-breath with the eyes gently closed, I'd like you to imagine that we're only going to be breathing in and out through one nostril at a time. So we'll breathe in through the left nostril and then out through the right. Now breathe in through the right nostril and then breathe out through the left. Breathing in through the left, breathe out through the right. Breathe in through the right and breathe out through the left. Continuing with this breath, breathing in one side and out the other, and then in the second side and back out the first. Moving with your breath, rhythm and pace. Doing 2 more full rounds. And when you're done, just allowing the breath to return to a natural rhythm with the eyes still closed, drawing your attention inward. From here, I'll invite you to begin to count the breath. So breathing in, perhaps to the count of 2, 3, or 4, whatever is natural for you. And then breathing out to a number that's slightly longer than that. So if you breathe in to the count of 2, maybe breathe out to the count of 3 or 4. Or if you breathe in to the count of 4, maybe it's breathing out to the count of 6 or 7. So just moving at whatever pace is comfortable with you, with extended exhalations. Continuing to follow the breath. I'm going to read a poem from my favorite book, Breath of Joy, which was given to me by a lovely yoga teacher, Nancy, one of my favorites. The Act of Being. Don't look outside, and don't look inside either. Don't look up or down or sideways. Don't seek answers where they cannot be found. in the quiet, open spaces of the heart, just be yourself and let the act of being lead you into now. So with this quiet space, if you've not already done so, turning off your attention from the outside world and turning your attention inside. Feeling the breath as it comes in and with our longer exhales goes out. In this moment, with the mind following the breath, beginning to quiet, taking 2 more breaths here with the longer exhale. And after your second, just return to natural breathing. With the eyes still closed for a moment more, I'll invite you to set an intention for your practice today. Perhaps an intention of turning inward, seeking answers in the heart. I am open. I am peaceful. I am limitless. With that intention firmly implanted in your mind, I'll invite you now to begin a gentle Ujjayi breath, which is done by gently tightening the back of the throat so it makes an audible sound for you to now begin to hear your breath as you breathe in and breathe out. Maintaining this smooth, steady, rhythmic, easy motion with the breath throughout our entire practice. So keeping this Ujjayi breath and the breath in focus, allowing the eyes to open. From here, we're going to change the cross of the legs. So whatever position you have been seated in, we'll change it to the other position. Next, in-breath, we'll inhale the arms all the way out and up, stretching through the fingertips, reaching tall for the ceiling while the sit bones are planted down. So reaching high, stretching through the ribs. On an exhale, bringing the hands down to heart center into Anjali Mudra. Next, inhale, the arms will come out and up, reaching through the fingers, the wrist, the elbows, the armpits, stretching long. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale the arms out and up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale the arms out and up once again, keeping the arms up this time, reaching tall for the ceiling. On an exhalation, we're going to laterally flex over to the right. Allow the right hand to come down to the ground as the left arm extends even further towards the right side of the room. Ensuring there's weight in both sit bones. Taking a beautiful breath in and a beautiful breath out. Continuing with this smooth, steady breath. On your next in-breath, we'll press the ground away with the hands as you reach both arms up towards the ceiling. On an exhale, laterally flex the spine over to the left. Left hand will come down to the ground. Right arm is going to reach up and over, ensuring both sit bones are pressed into the mat. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Next, inhale, press the ground away with the left arm, reach both arms up towards the ceiling tall. On your exhale, we're then going to bring the arms forward as you begin to hinge at the waist, walking the hands forward. When you can't come forward anymore with a flat back, we'll then use the hands to suction cup into the ground to try to pull the chest slightly forward. Then next, in-breath, lengthen the spine nice and long. And on an exhale, allow the crown of the head to come down towards the ground. If the crown of the head doesn't come down towards the ground, walk the hands back in, stacking the fist, allowing the forehead to touch the fist. If it doesn't stack there, here's an option for some props if you have them nearby. Next, in-breath, walk all the way back up, bringing the hands all the way back up to center. From here, extend the legs out long in front of you. With the legs out long, adjusting any flesh away from the sit bones. Inhale, the arms will come out and up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms out and up. Exhale, arms down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Keeping the hands at heart center. Feet are flexed, so it's like you're pressing the heels away from you, but the sit bones are going down. Spine is long. From here, we're going to place the left hand to the outside of the right knee, and now bring the right hand behind you. Take a deep breath in to lengthen the spine, and on an exhale, twist open to the right. So feeling this twist coming through the spine. It may not look like a lot of twisting, but feeling the movement. With the hands helping you to twist a little bit more. Every in-breath, lengthen through the spine. Every out-breath, twisting slightly more. Can you remove the hand pressure and see if you can keep that amount of twist? Inhale. Next exhale, we're going to slowly unwind, bringing the hands back to heart center. Next inhale, we'll bring the arms all the way out and up, reaching tall for the ceiling as you press down through the sit bones. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take a deep breath in, and on your next exhale, right hand to left knee, left hand behind you, and we'll begin to gently twist. So we inhale, lengthen the spine, and exhale, twisting open to the left. Following the breath, smooth, steady, rhythmic, and free. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, twisting slightly more, using the pressure of your hands to help you twist a bit. Next in-breath, lengthen the spine. And on an out-breath, can you stay twisted but remove the hands from the legs and ground? Replacing the hands, inhale. On an exhale, we'll unwind, bringing the hands back down to heart center. From here, we'll place the hands now down by your side. If you're sitting on a blanket, here's where I'd recommend moving the blanket out from underneath you, moving it off to the side. So seated on here, we're now in a position with our legs are still straight. We'll keep the hands behind us. We'll bend the knees, place the feet onto the floor. The knees are coming towards the ceiling. Take a deep breath in, and on an exhale, weight will come into the hands as you lift the buttocks off of the mat. So we're just going to hold here, hovering for a moment or two. If this causes pressure in the wrist, you're always welcome to come to your fist, or you're welcome to skip this posture entirely. Just come to a seated position. From here, on your next breath, we'll slowly place the buttocks back down onto the mat. Bring the soles of the feet together. Now the knees are going to start to move apart. Take an in-breath as you grab in front of the shins, so not the toes, in front of the shins or the ankles, to help pull the chest forward, the spine extended nice and long. Then on an exhale, we're going to hinge at the hips, so not at the waist. We're not bending at the spine. We're hinging at the hips to come forward. Once you can't come forward anymore with a flat back, we're going to begin to wiggle walk the buttocks back further away from you, still keeping the spine nice and long, but notice that as the buttocks gets further away from your feet, you might be able to come down slightly more. So keeping the long spine. Next in-breath will slowly come all the way back up, placing the hands on the outside of the knees. The feet will come to the floor. Inhale long through the spine. On an exhale, we'll bring the hands back down by the buttocks once again. Separate the feet so they're about hip distance or so apart. So the feet should be a fair distance from the buttocks, not up close in this position. You can adjust when we get there. We'll place weight into the hands once again, lifting the buttocks. This time we'll lift the buttocks up to approximately hip height. Again, if this doesn't feel good on your wrist, on your shoulders, just allowing the buttocks to kind of play with hovering off the mat slightly. Neck is wherever is comfortable. So if it's comfortable to drop the head back, you're welcome to do that. Most people don't find that comfortable, so just keeping the neck wherever is comfortable. If you'd like to add on from here, maybe lengthening the legs out long, coming into a reverse plank. Wherever you happen to be, we'll lower the buttocks back down to the ground, and we'll bring the feet back to the floor if you were in reverse plank. Hands come to kneecaps as we pull the chest forward. Exhaling as you round the spine towards the back of the mat, gazing at the navel, staying in this position for a moment or two. Next, in-breath, we'll flex through the spine, we'll extend through the spine, bringing it forward. Belly will come towards the thighs. Exhale, round into the seated cat position. From our seated cat position, we'll inhale, the chest coming all the way forward. From here, we're going to walk the feet a little bit closer to the buttocks and turn the toes out. So they're slightly wider than hip distance, and the toes are turned out at an angle. From here, place the hands back behind you once again, and we're going to press off of the buttocks and come forward into a wide leg squat. So in this wide leg squat, we're working on trying to get the heels comfortably down to the ground. So if you have your legs slightly wider than your hip distance with the toes turning out, you might find it easier to get the heels down. For anyone that finds this pretty easy and you can keep your heels on the ground, you can begin to bring the feet a little bit closer together. Then from here, we'll bring the hands into heart center. From whatever version of squat that you're in, we're going to press into the feet, place the hands onto the ground, and exhale as we fold forward and straighten the legs. Crown of the head drops down towards the mat. So if you begin to feel some sensation in the back of the hamstrings, keep the knees bent. On an in-breath, we're going to flatten through the spine, taking the hands to the shins or to the thighs and pressing the hands away. So the sit bones are going towards one side of the room, the crown of your head towards the other. Feet are pressing down, spine is long. Exhale, slide the hands down the legs as the crown of the head comes towards the mat. Then on an in-breath, press down to the mat. We're going to bring the arms up as we come up to standing. And then exhale, hands to heart center. Next, in-breath, the arms will go out and up once again. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, the arms out and up. Exhale the hands to heart center. Inhale the arms out and up. This time as you exhale, we're going to swan dive forward, bending at the knees, maintaining a flat back. When you come down, allow the crown of the head to drip down, melt down towards the mat. On an in-breath, flattening out the back, coming up halfway, pressing the hands into the shins, sit bones go towards the back, staying in this half forward fold. Exhale as you come all the way down. Once again, crown of the head towards the mat. On an in-breath, we'll come up to standing, bringing the arms all the way up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale the arms out and up. Exhale as you swan dive forward with a flat back. Inhale, flattening out the back, coming up halfway. Exhale, forward fold, crown of the head dripping down towards the mat. Next in-breath, we'll come up to standing, arms overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Next in-breath, we'll bring the arms all the way out and up. On an exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway up, flattening out the back. Exhale, come all the way back down, crown of the head drips down. Next in-breath, come up to standing, arms overhead. You're welcome to continue that sequence. Exhale, hands to heart center. So just bringing the arms up, folding forward, coming up halfway, going all the way down and coming all the way up. Continuing with that half sun salutation, or if you'd like to add on, following along with me now. Next in-breath will come all the way out and up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale will come halfway up. Next exhale, bend your knees enough so your hands can come to the ground. From here, we're going to take the left leg back, the left toes on the ground, the left heel pressing away, the left leg is straight. Here may be a situation where you'd like to have your blocks, either yoga blocks or your makeshift ones of paint cans or containers from your kitchen. So pressing the left heel away. Then you can stay either on the left toes, or if you wish to drop to the left knee, you're welcome to do that. If you want to drop to the left knee, I highly recommend getting some knee padding, unless you're on a squishy carpet. So if you're on your back knee, some knee padding, otherwise keep the legs straight. Take a deep breath in here, and on an inhale, we're going to bring the hands up to the front knee. So either position, either the back knee on the ground or the back leg straight. Then inhale the arms all the way up overhead. On an exhale, we're going to lengthen really long through the spine. Take another deep breath in. From here, I'll get my kneeling folks in a minute. We're going to drop to the instep of the left foot and open the arms out to the side in a T. Palms face down, gazes over the front fingertips. We're working towards a 90-degree bend in this front ankle, but not required. For my kneeling folks who have just been right here, we're going to kickstand the left leg behind you and then open the arms out to the side in a T. So whichever position you happen to be in, kneeling or standing, gazes over your front fingertips. The front is the one with the bent knee. Take a deep breath in, and on an exhale, left hand will come back to left leg as right arm will reach up and back. Without changing the shape of the legs, take a deep breath in, and on an exhale, we'll bring right elbow to right knee. Left arm will reach up and over. So all of this can still be done kneeling. For my standing folks, from here, we're going to straighten the front leg, drop the right hand down towards the ground, and extend the left hand up towards the ceiling. I'll get to my kneeling folks in a moment. For those of you who have your side waist here, we don't want to collapse. So the goal isn't necessarily to touch the ground. The goal is to keep equal side waist. So we're not collapsing on one side to get impact on the other. So you may not come down quite as far. Gaze is wherever is comfortable for the neck. Perhaps up, perhaps out, or down. For my kneeling folks, we're going to have to change things up just a tiny bit here to get you into the position. So from here, we'll first come upright. This is where we were. We'll come upright and extend your right leg long. Then we'll slide the right hand down the right leg and we'll reach the left arm up and over. This is gate pose. My folks who are standing on their back leg, that's triangle pose. So my folks in gate, hang out there for a minute. For my folks in triangle, from here we're going to come all the way up, coming into a five-pointed star by turning the right toes towards the side of the room, and exhale as you fold forward into a wide leg forward fold. For my kneeling folks, what we're going to do from here, from our gate pose, is we're going to come all the way upright, bend the right knee, and we're going to come forward to kneeling and then come down into child's. So either hanging out in wide leg forward fold or hanging out here in child's pose, your choice. to standing or coming up to sitting back onto your knees if you're in the kneeling position. For my kneeling folks first, we're going to turn to face the back side of your mat now. This time, we're going to bring the right leg forward and the other way. Oh, sorry, cat. Cats aren't good props. The left leg forward, the right leg is going to come behind you. So for my kneeling folks, this is where you are. For my wide leg forward fold folks, we're turning now. We're going to bend the front knee. We're going to come to the back toes. So hands are on the front leg, whether you're on the back knee or you're straight. Next in-breath, we'll bring the arms all the way up overhead, reaching long and tall for the ceiling, pressing the right heel away if you're standing. If you're kneeling, lengthen down through the whole left thigh, right thigh, stretching up through the arms. Take a deep breath in here, and on an exhale, we're going to bring the instep of the back foot to the ground, open the arms out to the side in a T, gaze over the front fingertip into warrior two. For my kneelers, how we're going to get there, we're going to first bring the hands down, we'll pivot the back leg behind you, and then open the arms out to the side in a T. So whichever position you happen to be in today, either a kneeling or a standing, warrior two. Take a deep breath in, and on an exhale, right hand will come back, left arm will reach up and back. Continuing with this smooth, steady, rhythmic breath. Then from here, we'll bring left elbow to left knee, right arm's gonna reach up and over, a big angle from the right fingertips down to the right ankle. If you're kneeling, we're gonna try to open the chest, feeling a beautiful stretch as we kind of lean into the left knee slightly. From here, you're probably getting a little information. It says, when is she, meaning Becky, your yoga teacher, gonna let me out of this pose? My front leg's killing me. You're always you're always able to come out, but we're gonna do that now. So straighten through the front leg. Let the left hand come down to the left shin. Right arm's gonna extend long towards the ceiling, remembering the side waist that we wanna maintain in our Utthita Trikonasana, or triangle pose. For my kneeling folks, to get into this posture, we'll first come upright, slide the left leg long. Left hand will come down onto the left leg, and the right arm will reach up and over into gate pose. For my folks here in triangle, we're going to pivot all the way up, turn the left toes towards the same direction as the right, and hinge forward into a wide leg forward fold. For my folks who are kneeling, we'll come here from our gate pose, coming first all the way up, bring the left knee back to meet the right, and we'll come forward into child's pose. So my folks in child's pose, just hang out there. For my folks who are in this wide-legged pose, what I'm gonna have you do is turn towards your right toes, the front of the mat again. We're gonna walk the hands back towards the front of the mat, coming to the runner's lunge. Extend the right leg back next to the left to the top of a push-up. From here, drop the knees on down to the mat. Push the buttocks towards the heels and push back to child's pose. So for my folks who are in child's pose to start with, what you can do is now turn yourself to be facing your mat the normal way. So your head is near the front of your mat and your feet near the back. Next, in breath. breath, we'll come up, walking the hands back now. We'll be sitting on the heels for just a moment. If this is not comfortable for you, you're always welcome to come up to a kneeling position. If that's not comfortable either, always just a seated position. So in here, we'll allow the body to turn back inward. So allowing the eyes to close for a moment or two more. Returning to your breath. Don't look outside and don't look inside either. Don't look up or down or sideways. Don't seek answers anywhere they cannot be found. In the quiet, open spaces of the heart, just be yourself and let the act of being lead you into now. Next, inhale, open the eyes. From here, we'll extend the arms long up overhead, reaching tall for the ceiling, stretching through the wrist, elbows, armpits, through the ribs, all the way down to the heels. Then from here, bringing the hands down to heart center. We'll bring the hands then forward and walk them forward. We're going to start through hands and knees, but keep walking the hands forward. Once they can't go forward anymore, we're going to allow the hips to come to the mat as we bend the elbows, coming to be lying on our bellies. Once you get onto your belly, we'll bring the elbows underneath the shoulders. With the elbows underneath the shoulders, the hands pressing into the mat, you'll begin to notice that we get a little bit of feeling or information in the spine. From here, press down into the mat with your hands and imagine that you want to draw your chest more forward. And even more forward, more forward. We are in Sphinx pose. Then from Sphinx pose, we're going to slowly begin to lower down as the elbows come out to the side. But before we get all the way down, we're just coming off of the elbows, we'll then inhale once again and come up without using the hands at all. So just the strength of our back and our core to help lift us. And then slowly come all the way down, allowing the crown of the head to come to the mat, or maybe stacking your fist and place your forehead onto your stacked fist, and shaking the buttocks or rolling it gently from side to side. And from here, we're going to begin to work on our arms a little bit and our shoulders. So while we're laying down, bring the chin to the mat and the arms come out to the side in a T. From here, we're going to roll now onto the right side. And then once you're rolled onto the right side, reach the right arm a little further forward. We're then going to take the left arm and reach it behind you, trying to see if it can get near the right. So you should be feeling an opening in the right shoulder. If this is uncomfortable, like in any posture that we do, please come out if you would call it pain, burning, stabbing, ripping, tearing, or pulling. So you might get some information, but it would not be information you'd describe as pain. And from here, we're going to slowly bring the left hand back down to the mat. Place some weight into the left hand as you roll onto the belly. Chin comes to the mat. We'll then extend the left arm back out long. Place the right hand near the armpit area. We'll then roll onto the left side. And then we'll begin to reach the right arm up towards the ceiling or back behind you. So now feeling something in the left shoulder. Again, if you describe it as pain, please come out of this posture. Take a deep breath in here. And on your exhale, right hand will come back down to the mat. Place some weight in the right hand as you roll back onto the belly. Then we'll bring both hands underneath the shoulders once again. From here, we'll push up and back to child's pose. So in child's pose, we want the crown of the head to touch the mat. If it doesn't touch the mat naturally, you can bring a block underneath you. You can use your stacked fist. If you find that your chest or your belly gets in the way of you coming forward, make the legs go a little bit wider. Then there's more room to come forward. Next, in breath, we're going to walk all the way back up to sitting onto the heels once again. From here, we're going to bring the heels over to one side and then extend the legs out long. Once you get there, we're sitting onto the buttocks, and I'd like you to center yourself in the center of your mat. So the buttocks near one end, feet can be in either direction. With the feet out long, so we're pressing out through the heels, we'll then press down through the hands. So out through the heels of the feet and down through the heels of the hands. The crown of the spine is lengthening long. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. On your next exhalation, we're going to begin to walk the hands back behind you as you come to lower down onto the elbows, and then slide the hands out, the elbows out from under you to come to lie on your back. From here, bend your left knee and place the left foot on the floor. We'll then draw the right knee in on an exhale all the way into your chest. So with the right knee all drawn in, we're going to begin to roll the right ankle a few times in one direction. Then on a breath change, a few times in another direction. Take a breath in here to lengthen the spine, and on an exhale, take the right ankle and cross it over the left knee thigh area. Energetically send the right knee away from your right shoulder. If there's no pain in the knees or hips from here and you'd like to add on, we'll then pick the left foot up, bringing both legs closer in towards the chest. The right knee is still pressing away from the right shoulder. You're always welcome to use your hands to help hug the legs in. Returning to the intention you set at the beginning of class, allowing that intention to just melt through the body, infusing its way into all of the cells. And from here on an exhale, we'll place the left foot onto the mat. We'll then bring the right foot back onto the mat. Pause for a moment to observe the difference between the right and left sides. Take a deep breath in, and on an exhale, draw the left knee into the chest, hugging the left knee in with the hands. Then we'll begin to roll the ankle in one direction. And then pausing your breath and rolling it in the other direction. Then pausing, hugging the left knee in. Take a deep breath in and a breath out. Next, in breath, use the belly to help push the left leg away. We'll take the left ankle and cross it over the right knee thigh area. Energetically send the left knee away from your left shoulder. From here, if there's no pain in the knee or the hip, if you'd like to add on, we'll then pick the right foot up and draw both legs in closer towards the chest. Left knee is still trying to stay away from left shoulder, so its tendency will be that it wants to come together, but to get the stretch we're working on piriformis, we'd like it to stay apart. Taking a couple more beautiful breaths in and out here. Then placing the right foot back onto the mat, and then followed by the left. Take a deep breath in to lengthen the spine, and exhale out with a sigh. Let's do that 2 more times, taking a deep breath in, and exhale with a sigh. 1 more. Then returning to your Ujjayi breath. With a long spine on your next exhale, draw the knees, both of them this time, in towards the chest, in knees to chest pose, hugging them in. Then placing the hands on the kneecaps, allow the knees to fall arms distance away from the body. Keep the legs right here. We're going to bring the arms out to the side in a T. And on an exhale, drop your knees over to your favorite side, either the right or to the left. And the spinal twist, every inhale we lengthen the spine, every exhale twist a little more. Next, in-breath, we'll draw the knees all the way back up to center, and on an exhale, drop the knees now over to the other side, allowing the knees to come comfortably to the mat or wherever they go. Inhaling, lengthen the spine. Exhaling, slightly twist more, even if only in your imagination. Next, in-breath, we'll draw the knees back up to center, using the hands to hug them in 1 more time. Then from here, I'll invite you to do any posture that you wish that I would have cued today, or if you feel complete, we'll gently extend the legs out long. The arms will come comfortably by your side, allowing the eyes to close. If you're feeling chilly in any way, perhaps using a blanket to cover you. If you have a blanket nearby, maybe placing it onto your hips and pelvis area. It's very grounding for our root chakra. If you'd like it as a pillow, you can also use the blanket as a pillow. And then just letting go of any control of the breath. Letting go of any expectations, letting go of any judgments, just melting into the mat. invite you now to begin to deepen and lengthen through the breath. And then beginning to make small movements, perhaps wiggling the fingers or the toes. And then maybe the wrist and the ankles. And then making any movements that would feel right. And when you're ready, gently bend your knees and place your feet onto the floor. Take a deep breath in to lengthen the spine. And on an exhale, drop your knees over to your favorite side and roll into a fetal position, using your lower arm to cradle your head and your upper arm to wrap around the body like you're giving yourself a gentle hug. Returning one final time to the intention you set for yourself for this class and stating it to yourself 3 times in your mind. And then after the 3rd time, placing your upper arm hand onto the ground, gently press yourself up to a comfortable, upright, seated posture, perhaps allowing the eyes to remain closed. Then either placing your hands comfortably onto your lap, palms up to receive energy, palms down to ground. Or if you'd like to follow with my loving kindness closing, bringing your hands together at heart center with all 5 fingers touching and your thumbs gently touching your breastbone. May your heart be filled with love, peace, kindness, and compassion. Allowing your thumbs to float up and touch your lips. May only kind, loving, peaceful, compassionate words pass from your lips. Allowing your thumbs to float up and to touch your 3rd eye or the space in between your eyebrows. May only kind, loving, peaceful, compassionate thoughts fill your mind. Allowing your arms to float up overhead. May all of your peace, love, kindness, and compassion shower down upon you and then go out to your friends, families, loved ones, strangers, enemies, to all beings in need, and to all beings who are suffering. Slowly and gently bringing your hands back down to heart center, taking with a little bit of the universal peace, love, kindness, and compassion, and placing it into your heart where it resides always. Thank you for honoring me with your practice. Thank you for honoring me with your presence. Thank you for allowing me to share my teacher's teachings with you. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Namaste.